So is there merit in the opposition claiming that Uttar Pradesh under Yogi Adityanath is emerging as the fake encounter capital of the country? Or is there merit in the Bharatiya Janata Party saying that the opposition not only is trying to ruin the morale of the security forces, but is standing with criminals, mafia, and in this current instance, even with suspected Khalistani terrorists? Joining me on India First is Dr. Vikram Singh, former Director General of the Uttar Pradesh Police, someone who's been a strong votary and a proponent of strong action against lawbreakers. Dr. Ashutosh Verma represents the Samajwadi Party on this broadcast. Sharad Trivedi is the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And Sharad Trivedi respond to the opposition led by Mata Prasad Pandey, saying that there are two types of encounters and it is only in Uttar Pradesh, that it's not where the criminal or the accused and the police come face to face, but the accused is caught and then either his leg is broken or, as has been alleged in the past, that they are neutralized.
Well, the world has changed in Uttar Pradesh because earlier when we had the chairman Noida Authority being beaten up, a DSP being shot dead in Uttar Pradesh, and IG Lucknow being threatened, we have come a long way. Now suddenly the terrorists have vanished from Uttar Pradesh, bomb explosions have stopped, killings have stopped. There is a certain reason for that. Imagine that within 15 minutes of the encounter of Atiq Ahmed's son, Akhilesh Yadav ji said that it was a fake encounter. So this is a party which has blurred the lines between politicians and criminals, and now when this thing happens, then obviously it is a matter of concern for them, because for them the criminals are their cadre. They were the key supporters of Samajwadi Party, and now when they are being killed, it's a real matter for a grave concern for Samajwadi Party, and it is going to continue to happen. You see that when ATS training center was opened in Lucknow, the country did not break. देश की संविधान को कोई हत्या नहीं हुई. But the moment the ATS training center was called in Deoband, they suddenly said देश टूट जाएगा, संप्रदाय खत्म हो जाएगा.
Okay, that's a very grave charge to level. Dr. Ashutosh Verma, the BJP is actually saying it's not criminals who are being targeted. It just prima facie appears Samajwadi Party is so upset as if their cadre are being neutralized. And does the opposition, sir, have any evidence to indicate that these are fake encounters? BJP is saying that Samajwadi Party is standing with criminals or mafia or lawbreakers, and is Mata Prasad Pandey actually standing with suspected Khalistan Zindabad force terrorists, sir?
Thank you, Savant. No, first of all, I want to praise the UP police and Punjab police, the joint operation which has been taken in the Pilibhit yesterday. Definitely, it's a joint operation, and I praise the UP police because they are brave soldiers. They protect our society, and it shows that how our police has got intel about all the probes which are going to happen in Uttar Pradesh or Punjab or any part of the country. So definitely, there is a good LIU in Uttar Pradesh. There is a good intel about every probe. But why these probes have failed when the riots has been happened in Bahraich in Sambal? This is a big question for Uttar Pradesh, number one. Number two, we are not targeting the Uttar Pradesh police. Why should we target? In some day or yesterday's, the Uttar Pradesh police was under the Samajwadi Party's government also. So we can't question about their bravery or their suspect. But there has
who is Mata Prasad Pandey targeting? I just want you to respond to what Mata Prasad Pandey said, sir.
I'm coming. Gaurav, because he has given a general statement about the fake counters which has been asked by the reporters. And it is true that Uttar Pradesh has been a capital for fake counters from last few years. But it doesn't prove that he is defending this terrorist right now. I want to make it very clear, Samajwadi Party is always with the country and always places with the Uttar Pradesh police, because this is the police who give us protection and we live happily in the Uttar Pradesh. This doesn't mean, but there are questionable things about the Uttar Pradesh police in the last few years, which we see. Why NHRC has given a fake counters list of Uttar Pradesh? It is not we. It is the Union Government of India who has given the list of the fake counters in the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. And we should remember, and here the senior police person is also, we should remember, in 1991, there was one fake counters in Pilibhit when 10 Sikh pilgrims were encountered and police suspect them as a terrorist. But what happened at the last? The court, the CBI has taken a case, the charge sheet was filed, and 43 police person was convicted by the Allahabad High Court. So there are few things which has to be questioned. But we never.
So is
we
Mata
never
Prasad
questioned-
Pandey drawing a parallel between the 1991 Pilibhit encounter
No,
and the 2024 Pilibhit encounter?
No, no, Gaurav, I think if you go with the whole narrative, the question asked by a reporter about the encounters, not specifically about what happened. So he
Let
has,
me bring
he
in
has
Dr.
given a
Vikram
generalized
Singh.
terms. He has given
It was a generalized comment, you
Yeah.
insist, and Dr. Vikram Singh, what would you make of the comment of Mata Prasad Pandey saying encounters are of two types? One in which the police and the other party come face to face and both are injured. It's only in Uttar Pradesh where the accused or the suspect is either has his leg broken or is neutralized. Now, in your appreciation, is this one, targeting the Yogi Adityanath government, or two, lowering the morale of the security forces, and three, as Dr. Verma also said, 2024 encounter in Pilibhit, can a parallel be drawn with the 1991 encounter in Pilibhit?
Gauravji, good evening, and good evening, gentlemen. First of all, I would like to compliment Dr. Ashutosh Verma ji for giving the UP police what is due to them. God bless you. Thank you so much. We need more politicians like you. About Mr. Mata Prasad ji, I would say that he has earlier also come out with not only such bizarre and absurd statements. In Sambhal, you may recall, he had mentioned that the police have two kinds of arsenals. One that is official and the other that is illegal. And when it comes to putting accused and the suspects behind bars, they use their illegal arsenal and put them behind bars under the 25 Arms Act, etc. Nothing could be more absurd and bizarre than that. Now, coming to the fake encounters, the Pilibhit encounter, then, of course, I remember very well. And since there was a policy of zero tolerance in respect of fake encounters, and then the state came down like a ton of bricks on those who were guilty. And what Dr. Verma has said, this is indeed is a part of the sordid history. And yes, those who were responsible for the fake encounters got what they deserved and richly deserved. Yes, in this encounter, there's no illusion about it, that look at the recoveries. AK-47s, Glock pistols, large number of cartridges costing lakhs. UP police has been baptized by fire. And what Mata Prasad ji says, because he is not a trained police officer, he's also not been baptized by fire. Due respects to him. He is a respected politician, but UP police is second to none when it comes to being battle-worthy, combat-worthy. And since they have had the training in fieldcraft and tactics, they give a befitting reply. And to expect that the policemen
you may say so, but Akhilesh Yadav, and I'm going to come to you to respond to it in a moment from now, has said that this is the fake encounter capital of the country, Uttar Pradesh. Sharath Trivedi, not an isolated incident. This encounter that took place in Pilibhit. Remember in September, Akhilesh Yadav, and this was after that Mangesh Yadav encounter in September. Akhilesh Yadav not only claimed that Uttar Pradesh under Yogi Adityanath was the fake encounter capital of the country, he went on to allege and insist that this encounter had taken place because there was a Yadav who was an accused. So the police was carrying out encounters on the basis of caste of the accused.
Yes, BJP government was against the Brahmins when we had encountered Vikas Dubey and Vijay Mishra. We were against the Muslims because 6 terrorists were arrested in Hardoi. And we were against the OBC when Ankit Jat and Akash Gujar were arrested. So BJP is against every person, but the trouble is that everybody does vote for us. This is a very, very sick joke that they are trying to play on the people, that every encounter, every criminal activity has to be dealt with in the manner in which caste that person belongs to. We are going after the terrorists, we are going after the criminals without remorse. Not one will be spared. They should surrender. What is the problem? The government or the police never wants to go in for an encounter because it has got legal consequences, it has got criminal consequences, and you have to face a magisterial inquiry. The whole gamut of trouble that police faces in case of an encounter. We want to surrender. When they don't surrender, they shoot at our own people, and we have got our own officers injured. They are already in hospital. They are in a critical condition. We did not shoot our own officers in order to shoot these people.
Dr. Verma, respond. That's a very serious counter-attack that comes your way. The Samajwadi Party is being accused of playing politics with encounters. And here, there is the suspected Khalistani terrorist is just one part of the story. Mangesh Yadav, this allegation that the encounter took place because he was a Yadav. Mr. Trivedi has just listed out encounters that took place with Brahmins, with Jats, with Gujars, with Muslims. They're saying they're going after suspected terrorists or criminals. It's only the Samajwadi Party that attributes a caste and looks for vote bank politics, even in encounters, sir.
Gaurav, I think they are extrapolating the behavior of Samajwadi Party's statement. We never question on the defending on the national security. We never question on all the army personnel what they are doing, and definitely it will go with the procedure what has been done. But definitely, why NHRC, why your union minister has given the list of fake encounters and top Uttar Pradesh has top of the fake counters? This has to be questioned. Why? You should ask Nityanand Rai, who has given the statement that Uttar Pradesh has stopped the fake encounter and extrajudicial killing. It is not me, it is the Modi government who has given the answers about the question asked by the opposition MPs in the Rajya Sabha. So definitely
Mr.
when
Trivedi,
there is a question,
Mr. Trivedi,
then
respond,
I have to question as an opposition, I have to question why there are fake counters in Uttar Pradesh going on so rapidly. What is the motive?
Okay. Mr. Trivedi, respond. What's the motive, sir?
First of all, I don't know what is the source code that my friend Ashutosh Verma is using, that UPA government has admitted of fake encounters and the union government has admitted in the parliament that we are undertaking fake encounters. Every encounter is documented. Every encounter in which a person dies has to undergo a magisterial inquiry. We want them to surrender. When they do not surrender, then action takes. And we shoot them. Like in cases where the people who have been injured in the foot, they say कि operation Langda chal raha hai, and we are trying to make everybody cripple. When we shoot them to kill, then they say that aapne deliberately you're shooting the person. When we want to arrest them, they don't want to be arrested. They should simply come to the nearest court and surrender. They should go to the police station and surrender.
Okay.
Why should we put them down? When they don't do it, and this is the information not developed by the UP police, it was provided by the Punjab police in real time, and this encounter took place. When they did not surrender, they were shot at. And
unfortunately, we are not questioning about this point. Gaurav, I am not questioning about this.
Sir, you're not questioning this, but Mata Prasad Pandey was. You're not questioning. You're not questioning Mangesh Yadav, but Akhilesh Yadav was. So I am just going with these recent encounters, and suddenly it appears that the opposition, when direct questions are being asked, is speaking in multiple voices. But Dr. Vikram Singh, more than 12,900 encounters since March 2017. 12,900 encounters in Yogi Raj. More than 200 suspects or accused killed. Of course, more than 27,000 arrested. Now, statistics would indicate that there is an encounter that's taking place virtually every 13th day in Uttar Pradesh. So it's either the crime capital or the encounter capital or the fake encounter capital. And the Uttar Pradesh police are being accused, and not just by some, not just by opposition, but even rights activists are saying Yogi's police is very trigger happy.
I beg to be different, Gauravji, in the sense that let's first put the things in perspective. The present government is reaping what was sown earlier. And the encounter that are happening, just 200 killed and others were maimed or seriously injured. Now, the dynamics of encounters is that happens in the right of private defense, section 34 to section 44 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita and the former Indian Penal Code, section 96 to section 106, use of minimum force to deter the assailant and to safeguard your life or somebody else's life and property. As simple as that, the one liner. Now, in the exercise of right of private defense, if somebody shot in the leg, so be it. The police are trained to aim at the non-vital parts below the waistline and to use minimum force. That should be complemented. In my time, Gauravji, I would say that this figure of 200 was almost a 6-monthly average. The annual figure used to be something around 400 plus. So I wouldn't say trigger happy. That way, I would be even more trigger happy. Secondly, every encounter, as Mr. Trivedi has mentioned, is followed by an inquiry, an investigation, and the opposite party has the right and the option to register a case of murder if they choose to. And that case will be investigated by another police station and not by the same police party or the same police station. If need be, by the CBCID also. There are safeguards that have been enunciated by the Honorable Supreme Court and the National Human Rights Commission. I don't think in the last 2 or 3 years, except Vikas Dubey, where the Judicial Commission was was ordered to inquire into his death after an encounter, and they exonerated the police party. 17 policemen have lost their lives also, Gauravji. Do you think for a moment that they shot themselves, or the policemen shot themselves, or committed
And that's a
harakiri?
question.
No.
That's a question for Samajwadi Party leaders, including Mata Prasad Pandey and perhaps Akhilesh Yadav, who calls UP the fake encounter capital of the country, to answer. The police personnel who've lost their lives in these encounters. To all my guests, many thanks for joining me.